there's only one place for us to start. I want to salute all the other podcasts that are doing Lovecraft reviews, but I felt like we were first. I do. I know that's not supposed to matter, but I feel like we were the first ones to do it.
We started this Lovecrafter shit.
This is a motherfucking thing.
Thanks, season finale tonight.
Damn.
What?
It is amongst us.
It's here. I've also found out that Misha Green is from SAC, by the way.
Oh, that's dope.
That's amazing. Now we're gonna do that whole shit where Bay niggas don't claim SAC and all this shit. Now somebody lit. Ever since Mozzie turned shit up, no nigga, SAC is the Bay. I don't care what nobody say. Thoughts, fellas, on season 1 of Lovecraft Country. It's.
You just gonna drop that big question? You ain't gonna wait for the finale.
No, we gotta set the stage, like for real. Like tonight, do you have expectations? Do you have what are you going into the finale with, knowing what we know for the entire season? Are you carrying anything?
I got a hot take.
Uh-oh.
Get this all the way first.
This is the. I changed my stance. This is gonna be the only season of Lovecraft. There are no more seasons.
You hear this?
They are ending it after the first season. Now they're gonna branch off into probably some other shit, but I'm pretty sure for Lovecraft Country, this is the last season or the only season. Just the way that they jam packed this original season. I think that this might be it kind of gives off the idea that this is all they have. This is one take, Jay, which I wouldn't be mad at, because then that would elevate it to like a stratosphere. Because I don't know where they can go from what they've introduced in this first season. Cause I feel like they've covered an entire history lesson for African Americans in one season. Now there's a lot more historical takes that you can go off of to utilize in this science fiction realm. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot more story to be told. But as far as like getting the conversation going, opening up a lot of the minds, introducing shit that people did not know about, or actually get the feeling, like you can know about, you can read it, but it's something about being able to put yourself in the place where something took place.
Gee, you just made me. So this whole time I've been speculating that it was just going to be this one-off, but for you to say it, damn.
It makes more sense for this to be a one-off than it did for a Watchmen to be a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
Like Watchmen looked like it could just continue to do, like, but this one, as it's gone on and as they poured in so much into each episode and telling that story for each episode and getting into each character and stuff like that, that feels as if it's a one take.
So as creatives, you create something that has this much impact.
Mm-hmm.
The natural thing, HBO comes, is like, so let's do another season of that. And you go, no, it was only ever intended to be one. But yeah, you can write another season. What would y'all do? And the bag is stupid, by the way. What would you seriously? What would y'all do?
People are not gonna believe me, but I still wouldn't write another season.
Completely.
So you're the same way. You're the same way. Yeah.
If my intent is to do one season, yeah, I can do a second season, but it's not gonna be what it needs to be, because there was a reason in my brain. Even if I don't know the reason, there's a reason why I said this needs to be one season.
Completely. And then
I believe y'all too, for the record.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
Yeah, you have to be starting that, but I think like it's if it was meant to, if there was meant for there to be more to the story, then by all means, for sure. But I don't think that it was, and I'm trying to just get into like a creative brain to be like, what the fuck would be another like a way to take this to, but it's already there. Like, what are you gonna like? It's impossible to keep elevating a product that you have at this level already. Like it's already gone into like a stratosphere. So like where there's nowhere to elevate it.
Gotcha.
And then now your next plan of action is just to keep it at that elevated level.
Yeah.
When how are we telling the story at that point?
Yeah. See, I didn't. If you would have said that to me before last week's if you would have said that to me before last week's episode, I'd be like, you bugging. But so many of the holes that were left in such a tight story already got answered in that one episode, and you're like, now I
stitch that shit together. And that's what I was talking about last episode too, when we were having that conversation about people being angry about them leaving out so much of the story. Yeah, but they put all that shit into episode 9 that the questions that I was hearing.
Yeah.
As far as
all
like
of them got answered.
The relationship between father and son, why is that shit? Why is it fractured? Why are you not going into detail for that? And why are they just like giving you bits and pieces? They're not even like they would just start off as if we already knew what their issues were between each other.
Man,
and here you go.
Is that exchange between Tick and his dad as they're rewatching that whole scene right by the plaza? Is that not some of the most insane imagery and like dialogue? Like, I keep saying that every episode, but they keep just upping the ante in just storytelling and representation. It's brilliant, bro.
Bro, the combo they were having when they first got over there.
When they first got to
because you feel it, and I was watching it with someone that's not of our background, so like there's something that would go over your head on like why they're spending so much time. Like why is the dad just like in a daze? Yeah. Like why is he just looking at the block? Trauma. Or like why? Yeah, Trauma. Like when he's over there, like they spend so much of the episode in space, and it's like a rapper that is gotten to a level where they know they're nice, and now it's just
flex.
The breath is just as important as what I'm saying.
Dave Chappelle talks about that.
That
like,
too.
Everybody asks like why he sits down. You get to watch him think. You get to watch him process thoughts, and that's a part of the brilliance, right? Where so much of figuring it out and the insecurity that may lie in expression or what have you. A lot of that time is spent just rambling and talking because you think you need to talk. Like even like your first date, if you're nervous, you're just rambling. But the true love or the true idea of comfort is like when you just sit there in the silence, you know. And that I feel like that applies to art too, where it's beats, it's rhythm, it's space, you know.
Completely.
Yeah, man. So the finale, I don't know. I want to salute to the entire creative staff, and while I'm hopeful that they'll continue, if they didn't, I wouldn't be mad. I could walk away grateful. But this is still we're recording this Sunday morning, so the finale hasn't happened. Some shit may happen tonight where he's like, oh man, like. And finales have done that to us. Sopranos, the series finale. I'm still not whole because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still a part of me that's confused, right?
Watchmen.
Watchmen now. Hot take. I'm not as big on how Breaking Bad ended as everybody else is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I see what they tried to do. Just the highs of that story were so high. And don't get me wrong, it was really, 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 really like riveting television. But they were better. They were way better writers than that last season. I thought. I might be. I'm certain I'm alone on that.
No, I'm with you. I think also because I watched it straight again.
Oh, recently you did?
Yeah, I watched.
Oh shit!
Remember, I watched it before. I watched it. Remember earlier in the summer?
Oh yeah.
When we got shut down and I was just rewatching shit.
That's right. How was that watching it all the way through?
It's annoying, man. It's an annoying show.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Because I think it plays a lot on privilege, and I get that part. Like that's the nuance of it, but it gets to a point where you no longer care what happens to any of the characters. Any of them. And that's a difficult space, and I think that they were able to take advantage of the fact of when it came out, the time, and then also the fact that it's weekly, and then people were able to jump on the train. So they were just outdoing themselves for episodes after that. But I think if you were just to watch it in linear, it doesn't do much storyline wise or attempt to care about anything that has to do with those characters after season 3 or 4.
I wonder if we have the ability or the time to watch Lovecraft and appreciate it in real time. A little too young to do that with The Wire, but I remember the conversation in around it, and like the people who were old enough to have these type of conversations around the concept or the idea of it, and the discuss. Like it was, think with The Wire too. It was watching those people have a completely different conversation than you were used to them having. Lovecraft has done something similar. The Wire has also stood the test of time and aged well. I don't know, for that reason alone, G, I don't know if I could go back and watch Breaking Bad and feel the same way because of the privilege that consists all the way throughout it. And that's a lot of TV if you trip. The more and more that they're real representations of black people on screen, the harder it gets for me to just consume shit, to just be consuming it. And while I know I should probably watch some of the different shows, news-based, alternative news shows, gotta be real, I'm a little bit more inclined to go get my news from fucking Bomani or Deezus and Marrow and shit like that, like people who are speaking like me and talking about me. Even what's the homie, the Daily Show now, Trevor Noah. You know, like it's kind of hard to go Trevor Noah because for so long we were watching
John.
No, not even Jon Stewart. We were on HBO every Saturday. Bill Maher. Bill Maher. And like unless he has a black guest on there, it's hard to go get that news from that space and that information. So I'm curious. I wonder how Lovecraft, how we'll feel about Lovecraft 5 years from now. You know, like how much will storytelling change, and will it age well? You know.
Well, I think the beauty of it is that we're reaching higher.
We're reaching higher.
And I think that the Lovecraft is going to be known as one of those shows. This one, the Lovecraft and how Watchmen was done.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to be known as one of those shows that catapulted expression from other people. And that's going to be that's the beautiful like fork in the road for storytelling. I didn't know what that was. But the beautiful fork in the road for storytelling, because to this day, man, like I told you, I rewatched those shows, and there is a lack of representation for one, and then for two, it's very surface. I was talking to Lex about this, and I'm watching the haunting of Hill House, and it's an amazing story, amazing ghost story, amazing horror story. If y'all get a chance to watch it. If y'all, it's not, well, just watch it. But the beauty of it is that after watching these vanilla shows, and I'm sorry I have to say that, but the vanilla shows, that Breaking Bad and Dexter and some of these shows that are high rated.
Yeah.
That is one of the higher productive shows and efficient shows that I've seen in just telling a story that has to do with a cast that is all white.
Are we being biased?
By?
To Lovecraft. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's really that good or if I'm just like so happy to some black shit is this amazing.
Nah, because black shit has come around and it's, you know, it's been rushed or it's been like the story's been told, but it's not relatable to all.
See, and that's man, thank you. I just was making this point and going, but we don't do that. Like nepotism amongst us isn't like, oh, we're gonna let anything rock. Like
Nah.
there's nobody critiques us like us.
For sure.
You know,
And
so
they're doing it right now with Lovecraft. Like we're the ones that are like giving like we're giving the hot take right now because people are saying that shit's terrible or like it's like
it's too triggering, it's too much trauma.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh,
or
y'all been
just
watching-
or just like the depiction of white people in it is too much. You know what I mean? And like when have we been so apologetic about people that have oppressed us for so long and actually done some fucked up things? Like it's not a thing to be apologetic about. It's
Facts.
just more so do better.
Facts.
That's it. And pay attention and say something when you see something. But
I'm not finished. No, I'll just go ahead and finish, and then I'm just gonna say one thing to add on to yours. But you
Oh,
go
for sure.
first.
And then, but yeah, I think it's more so just knowing when there's multiple people in the room that has a say so, and then executing it. Like there's not enough that's being said about the execution of how the characters are presenting themselves. Like they're setting themselves up to get a lot of work in a lot of different spaces, and not specific to any particular like character. You know what I mean? Because they're doing hella different characters in one. So I think that's a beauty too.
I was just gonna say, adding on to what Elle said, them doing Tulsa, going back and showing Tulsa, and then people hitting me, not knowing that's actual history,
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking
And,
about that.
and for that to be the first time
You see
where
what I'm
bombs were dropped on American soil had to be there.
Man.
It's like, and when me and Elle was talking outside, it's like, people didn't teach that in history.
No.
Like, I learned that from my mom.
Yeah.
And like one of my friends who was hitting me and was like, man, that was a crazy episode. When I told him Tulsa was real, he was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And so then he started looking up shit, and he was like, did you know not until 1996 they weren't even talking about it
No.
in Tulsa? Like, if you lived there, it was basically like, don't bring this shit up. So we're not biased at all. It's just that people get uncomfortable when you show them their shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is your shit
Yeah.
with the peanuts in it and shit.
Oh, God.
Completely. No, that couldn't said it better, man. Like I think we have to as everyone, we have to stop being so sensitive to everything and be able to just say things as they actually are and take that in